am Charles Cave and I play bass for the band White Lies. We started a few years ago. We've been playing music together for a long time though, since we were in high school. Then we just started taking it seriously, professionally, I guess, and here we are today. I learned how to play bass guitar on my dad's acoustic guitar, 6-string acoustic. But in the end, I decided that I wanted to play bass. Learning by, I always learn by ear. And then I think I went through a brief period when I was maybe 16 or 17 of suddenly deciding I wanted to be, this kind of virtuoso and learn how to do all the ridiculous techniques and tapping and slapping. And I started a band with Jack and Harry, who are in White Lies. I just realized how much my ambition was in songwriting and not at all in bass playing really anymore. And but putting all my creativity into writing songs. I don't mind jamming with other people, but White Lies don't jam very well together. I don't know what it is, just not good. So we approach it in a very clinical, sort of intellectual way, I guess, in that we like to map everything out and figure out the right chord progressions and figure out the right arrangements, but it's really important for us to see it on a screen. That's how I like to do everything in my life, quite organized. I think there's different kinds of good bass lines. I think people talk about things like Money by Pink Floyd as a really simple bass line, but to me that's not a simple bass line at all. I think Feel Good Hit of the Summer by Queens of the Stone Age, which is just one note. I actually have to say, I think the song Charmer by Kings of Leon on their 3rd album is one of the best bass lines ever written, definitely. And I'm very, very jealous that I didn't come up with that. I'm not really looking to find new sounds in terms of sounds that no one's made before. I'm trying to get my sound as close to the ones that I've heard on records and just love. And I've found that running the signal through really well-made effects pedals, it really helps. Like I have a really lovely Robert Keeley compressor and an exotic sort of preamp thing. And they're all set very, very subtly in terms of what they're actually doing. But as soon as you turn them off, you just lose so much of the tone, so much of the sound. Fresh strings are always important to me. I love the sound of really clangy strings. I also like to do things as compactly as I possibly can. You see people with 2 racks, of outboard gear, of preamps. Okay, obviously, their bass sounds good, but I've always been positive that you can do it with much less. I'm doing, I think, quite well at achieving, a similar thing with just 1 pedal board, 2 very, very small amps, and no cabinet, and just, DI. It means that we can have really, really good sound on stage because there's no spill into the vocal mics from amp cabinets and stuff. And it means that what I hear in my in-ear monitors is exactly the same as what people are hearing out front.
Sandberg, is that your preferred bass brand?
It's a new relationship, and I'm definitely very, very happy with them. It's going to be an ongoing relationship where I try and tweak the instruments and see what I can do. I think the song Streetlights is very interesting because that was written in a really cool way in that Harry and I programmed this very simple drum loop where the first beat of the pattern seemed to come in a very odd place. And as soon as it had been repeating maybe 4 times, I just picked up the bass, and the first thing I thought of was just as well as that, there's maybe, I think Peace and Quiet I have the most fun with live because there's a long extended section at the end where everyone's kind of improvising. I mean, the main chorus part is and that sort of goes on and on. I think I have quite a idiosyncratic way of playing bass. I really enjoy, I think when I was in when I was learning a little bit, when I was younger, everyone was saying, you know, try and keep your movement down to a minimum, you know, and everything has to be really tight and really precise, and you're meant to, you know, never be shifting your hand around the fretboard, but I really like to do that. And certainly when I'm playing things like the song EST, which is in a 6/8 riff, which I guess if you were playing it like a session player, you would play. But I like to sort of, I use 3 fingers as well most of the time, so. And I find that you get into a sort of a hypnotic rhythm a bit better like that, and you just, that kind of movement just happens. The bass lines that I hate playing are the really simple ones, because they're the ones I'm most likely to screw up. My mind just goes to sleep when they're too boring.